views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of Bronxnet or the program underwriters.
Hello and welcome to Open University from our Bronxnet East studios at Mercy College, where we keep you in the loop on current discussions in and around the community. I'm your host, Nicole Arasi, and here's what we have on today's show. We will be sitting down with a keynote speaker who will be sharing some financial advice on how to get out of debt. Have you ever had any financial advice or an idea on how to get out of debt? Today we bring a keynote speaker who specializes on financial advice to give us tips on how to stay debt-free. We welcome Franklin Allakpo.
Thank you.
Franklin, welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. And you?
This should be good. I could definitely use some advice on this area.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So you are a management associate with Mass Mutual Financial,
Correct.
a Fortune 500 company, right?
Yes.
And you are the top 1% of the advisors worldwide.
Correct.
In your industry worldwide.
Yes.
That's amazing. So, okay, tell us how did you start?
Well, I started by being in debt, by the way. That's how I
In
started
debt yourself.
here myself. So let's put it that way. The secondly, I read a quote from one of the late speakers that if your output is more than your inflow, then your upkeep becomes your downfall. Okay. So what that means is that if you are spending more than what you are getting in, then you are in a big trouble. So this is what happened to me. So I tried to find out how am I going to get out of debt. When I left this college, I've never really heard about much of coming out of debt or making it in life. So I was looking around, and that led me to, join the financial industry.
Tell us about your schooling. What kind of schooling did you do?
Well, I went to, it's a long journey. I did everything. I want to try to be a nurse sometime back, because that's what I heard there's money in. Then I realized that no, it's not going to carry. I want to be an X-ray technician. I said, no, it's not going to carry. I want to be a clinical psychologist. I said, no, it's not going to carry. So I said, you know what? I was all over the place. Yeah. And I studied a lot. All the subjects, I did it.
A lot of kids are like that. I mean, we expect our children to know what we want to do at 17, 18, right out of high school. It's hard for some.
But the problem is I never had no advisor to sit me down to guide me.
Right.
So I was doing trial and error from all friends. So my friends, my classmates are my advisors. So that's what led me to all these courses that maybe I didn't even need.
What high school did you attend?
Actually, I'm from Ghana, Africa.
Oh, okay. So you came after high school.
Yes, correct.
So you attended college, actually.
Here.
Mercy College,
yes,
right here.
Correct.
That's cool. And you majored in finance, or?
Actually, I majored in life insurance.
Okay.
That is my basic priority, like the area that I love.
And what was your first position ever in finance?
Oh, like insurance agent.
Okay.
Yes.
And then tell us exactly how, so then from there, tell us how you grew to be the top 1% of advisors in the world.
Yes, what happened is that when I joined the insurance company, then I asked myself, some people are just making money. And some of us, we are just struggling in the field.
Right.
So not a lot of agents make it to that level. So I want to be among the best. So only few people, like in my office in those days, only maybe one or two people are something called MDRT, meaning that they are $1 million round table members. Okay. And they have a special treatment. And I want to be like them. So I went in to get advice. And the advisor told me was that, okay, you have to produce this amount of money. You have to bring this amount of insurance product into the company. That to place you among one of the best, but it is hard. There's only 1% in the whole world. So
you basically had to become a salesman, basically.
I was a salesman. I sell, and I'm still selling.
And you're still doing
yes,
it. And this is what they saw in you. They saw something special, obviously, in you. Correct. That you were able to sell a lot.
I was able to sell a lot, and I was able to, in my office, I'm one of the best.
And then how long have you been at Mass Mutual Financial?
Actually, I've been in Mass Mutual. I've been in the industry for over 4 years. And Mass Mutual hired me from a previous company and made me to get this management associate job. And I went for it.
And how long have you been in this position?
Yeah, let's say almost getting to a year from this position.
And then you said you were in financial debt yourself. So tell us how you were able to get out of debt? Was
Do-
it the training that you received, being in the field, or
Very good
on your
question.
own?
I read something that they said in America here, 100 people owns more than the whole African American wealth combined.
Wow.
100 people owns more money than all African American people combined.
Wow.
I said, wait a minute. So what is that? And I was eating with my fingers, 10 fingers all together. Spend. From the gate, from the college gate, all I do is spending. Then I realized that I was also living inflated life. Meaning that I was pleasing people, buying stuff, want to, more than how much I was getting in. So that was what got me into a mess. Buying different cars, including Mercedes-Benz. So guess what happened? I went for an advice. I need a mentor. You see, in life, we need a mentor. We need help. Even I'm a Christian and I believe if you die, 6 people have to take you to the grave, not even one. So I need people around me to advise me. So that led me to what got me out of the debt.
That's a good way of putting it. And you think it's so simple, like don't spend more than what you make. But so many Americans are in debt.
Yeah,
especially
we are.
more now.
Yeah.
I see more and more. You hear of young people
Yes.
being in debt, and it's scary for them because once you get older, it's harder and harder
It's
to get out.
hard, yes.
And so tell us, what financial advice would you give to anyone who?
Number one, if you are married, if you want to get your finances together, it takes 2 people. If you're married, then the spouse have to be part of the process.
Right.
You see, so you cannot do it alone because you can be very savvy, and if the other spouse is not, in the game, then you are still doing the same thing. Just like what Einstein will tell you, you are doing the same thing and expecting different results. It's just insanity.
Right.
So the 2 people have to sit down. Then number 3 is that you have to set a goal. You have to set a goal. What do you want to be and where do you want to go? Right. So what I did was that I sat down with my wife and I said, wait a minute, we need to set a goal. We have 2 kids, but we didn't have no life insurance. So if you're not there, what happened to those kids? Right. So we have to really calm down and come to reality than just being in the world like, okay, I'm going to be rich. It doesn't work that way. Right. So this is the first thing I advise people that you need a goal. Set a goal. Then number 2 is that don't buy more than what you are spending. The other thing is that only use 70% of your income to pay the bill.
70%.
70%, you can miss it.
Okay.
Of your income to pay all the bill. 10% goes back to you. Okay. Another 10% go to charity. Then the other 10% go to what? Tithing if you go to church. If you miss this formula, forget it.
Wow, really?
Yes.
That's good advice. Sometimes hard to put in practice, though.
It is.
But quickly, a new trend is you hear about this new trends of where everybody thinks college, everybody has to go to college right out of high school. But there are trades such as an electrician or in construction where you can make good money and not necessarily get a 4-year degree. What do you say on that? Do you say that is something that
is so
young
true.
people should look into?
Yes, let me tell you. Actually, it's good you brought it up. When I joined the insurance company, everybody was laughing at me. Everybody was like, you lost it. Go get a better job. And I'm not here to boast, but if I tell you, most agents, good successful ones, are making millions. Right. And they're just walking out on the street. Those people who make MDRT like this, they are making tons of 6 figures income.
Right, you hear about it a lot.
Yes. So what you are saying is so true. So what you have to do is that when you get out of college, you need a little experience. And in trade, you need about 5 years. Right. So you have to stay in and make sure that you are inside. You're not going to have a quick success, but after 5 years, if you're able to survive, you make it. So you work for somebody, and at the same time too, you learn those traits that you want to be independent yourself.
Very, very good advice. It's so great to have you here, Mr. Allakpo.
Thank you so much.
Any contact info and email you would like to, say?
Yes. Also, my viewers I always tell them is that contact me at maybe 917-353-4432, and also my website, my email address is there. Maybe they'll put it on the web.
Can you say your email address?
Yes, it's FALLAKPO Inc.com. Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank
it was
you.
so great to see you.
Thank you so much.